We never believed that when we were suddenly met with our own circumstance and tragedy that we would have to have these services. We're extremely grateful that we had that support to become grounded again amongst the chaos after the tragedy.
Three-year-old Ruby Rubin lays in a Jerusalem hospital bed with a bullet wound in his neck. He and his father, David, a Brooklyn native, were ambushed Monday night as they drove home to a Jewish settlement in the West Bank.
Suddenly, there was a hail of bullets fired on the car. And I felt it, and immediately felt bullets going through my leg.
After my son came home from the hospital 3.5 weeks later, he was walking screaming in the middle of the night. It became clear to us that there was deep trauma. And then several weeks later, he's sitting in the living room and he started role-playing the terror attack. I understood at that moment that that was how we could heal trauma. And that's when I decided to start what would eventually become the Shiloh Israel Children's Fund, to heal the trauma of the terror victim children and to restore some of the lost innocence to their lives.
In our main therapy center, which we call Mifgash, a meeting place, we provide a number of different kinds of therapies.
הילדים שבאים לפה זה ילדים טובים, ילדים בריאים, ילדים שמחים, שצריכים עזרה. אם זה אבא שנפצע ולא היה בבית כמה חודשים, אם זה... אני חושב עכשיו על ילד שבא אליי שאחותו הגדולה, החבר שלה, הם עמדו להתארס אז הוא נהרג. כל מיני מקרים כאלה שהם לא נורמליים, שהם לא טבעיים, הם לא חלק מגדילה הנורמלית של ילד. ופה אנחנו עובדים איתם.
וגם לפעמים, לא מעט פעמים, זה כמה ילדים מתוך המשפחה שזקוקים לטיפול. ואז אנחנו צריכים בעצם לתת מה שנקרא טיפול מתכלל. לפעמים זה גם ההורים וגם הילדים.
לפני שנתיים, בערב שבת, הילדה שלנו השתוללה בבית ופצעה את הגבה שלה, ואני נסעתי איתה לבית חולים לתפור את הפצע. כשחזרנו מבית חולים, ערבי נכנס בנו באוטו, התהפכנו כמה פעמים, ערבים הקיפו אותנו מכל הכיוונים. הגיע כוח של מגן דוד אדום ופוננו לבית חולים. 6 ימים נלחמו על החיים של הדר נוגה, ובסופה היא נפטרה. ושם מתחיל הסיפור שלנו.
אנחנו כהורים, אנחנו כמשפחה, מה עושים במצב הזה? איך מגשים אליו, איך באים אליו? אז באמת התחלנו טיפול בטבע תרפיה. קרן שילה לילדי ישראל, שבאמת נותנת מענה שהוא מדהים. כאילו רון לבב מגיע לשם 3 פעמים בשבוע. באמת רון לבב הוא קרוב להדר, ישן איתה בחדר. אני חושב שהוא באמת...
לפני 2 אחותי הקטנה נהרגה בתאונת דרכים עם מחבל. זה ציור שציירתי עליה, שבעצם זה צוהר הקבר שלה, והיד שלה מחזיקה פרחים.
Art therapy is a classic therapy, and of course, we use it too. The end result in art therapy is not about the work of art. It's not about how beautiful the picture is. Sometimes it could be an image that is sad, melancholy, scary, or evil. And this helps the therapist to identify what the child is going through inside, even though he or she has not openly expressed this. Another key therapy is music therapy. In this room, we enable an environment where a child can do this in a creative way. So a therapist might say, why don't we work on a song together? Write the words, try out different musical instruments and notes, and in this way, he or she is able to express what they are going through in a very different way. Often, a child who is experiencing grief, pain, fear, or trauma, it's almost captured inside his or her body. And in movement exercise therapy, the therapist will guide them and enables them to release whatever they are holding inside in a creative way. At our therapy center, we have a multisensory safe room. Even a child who is filled with anger or fear, he's safe in this environment to express what he has inside because it's such a calming environment with music and lighting and padded walls that makes him feel safe and able to open up.
Not only do we provide the funding for the actual group therapies and individual therapies within Mifgash Therapy Center, we're also focused on building the facilities, expanding the infrastructure, and to help more and more children. We've built an entire floor on the top of the building to enable a much greater amount of treatments. This has made an extraordinary difference in our ability to provide the services.
Another one of our successful programs is the therapeutic horseback riding. When a small child is on a big horse and is able to control it, this is extremely empowering. It could be a child that has total chaos in his life, but in this environment where he is on the horse, he feels like he has regained control in his life, which is very important in order to empower him, to make him feel safe, and to help build self-confidence.
We have wonderful treatments going on there, but we've had very difficult challenges with the climate. Rainstorms in the winter, and you have scorching heat in the summer. It's very difficult to have treatments in those times. We built a roof over the largest pen in the horse farm with very durable materials. This roof now makes it possible to provide those treatments year-round, even when there is inclement weather. Some of our projects are carried out within the school campuses, such as the horticulture therapy, where the children are actually getting their hands into the ground and growing things. The petting zoo, and the children are interacting with the animals.
A certified animal therapist works with children inside our small petting zoo and teaches him and explains to him what the animal is going through, the different struggles or challenges, if he's wounded or if he's fighting with other animals. This process, where the child learns about the animal's needs and challenges, enables him to transition into starting to focus on his own needs and challenges. And this opens up a path to more effective healing. The things that we have seen since October 7th, the terrible things that happened on October 7th, children know what's going on, and maybe things that they used to think happened only in their worst nightmares have actually come true. It didn't just happen in the news. It happened to people that they know, families that have been ripped apart, their homes have been destroyed, their loved ones have been killed.
Shortly after October 7th, we got a phone call from the Israeli Ministry of Defense saying, "We need your help. We know what you do with terror victim children. We're moving all of these evacuees from the south, from the north, from the main combat zones into the center of the country. We need your therapists to come out and help these children." We immediately organized an emergency team of mobile therapists to go out to meet with the families, to meet with the children, and to help them to heal the terrible trauma that they were suffering from.
After they started receiving their therapies individually, we saw that they were calmer and were able to actually communicate their feelings.
I know that I wouldn't have been able to put on this uniform after October the 7th and go and serve the country if I had to leave my family behind. Thanks to the Sheila Israel Children's Fund, I knew that they would be more stable and they would be able to cope with it.
Through the years, we've been privileged to help thousands of families, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without the help of our friends overseas. I hope and pray that all of our friends will stand with us as we meet the challenges ahead here in the biblical heartland of Israel.